Hey team, today I'm coming to you from the Luxembourg Gardens in Paris. Check it out, check it out. That's where I've been doing my morning workout today. Anyway, look, over the next few installments of the mental fitness series, I'm going to be talking to you about the PERMA H model of well-being. And this is a model that's incredibly helpful in terms of proactively building that capacity to cope and recover, to deal with adversity, have spring in your mental and emotional step. In other words, mental fitness. And the PERMA model comes from the work of Professor Martin Seligman, who is the originator of what's called positive psychology. Positive psychology, unlike historical psychology, is not about deficiency. How can I bring you back to a normal level of misery and suffering? Hey, that's the joke about what psychology tries to do. But instead it's about unleashing your potential. How great can you be? How can we make that happen? And the PERMA model is an acronym that stands for positive emotion, engagement, relationships, meaning, and accomplishment. And I'll be talking to you about how to actually proactively work on all those different elements on upcoming segments. But today I want to talk to you about the health piece, which is the foundation which underlies everything else. And it's made up of three key components. I'm not going to get into those in any deep dive because I'm not a deep expert in any of those. But they are sleep, exercise, and nutrition. And if you wouldn't give yourself an 8 out of 10 score on any of those, then you're not building on solid foundations in terms of anything else you do. And look, if you really do want to do a deep dive on this stuff, there's three people I'd recommend. Professor Peter Attia. I'd also recommend Professor Matthew Walker in terms of sleep, and also as well Professor Andrew Huberman. Huberman and Attia really are key recommendations in terms of all of those areas, and again Professor Matthew Walker around sleep. And basically sleep is the bedrock. If you're not getting enough sleep on a regular basis 80% of the time, then oh my gosh, your life is going to be so much harder and so much shorter. The research around this is super sobering, and the only ideas I want to leave you with today is that you need to be hitting 7 hours at a minimum 80% of the time in order for your brain and body to be doing what it needs to do mentally, emotionally, and also as well in terms of physical health and well-being. But the vast majority of people in high-income nations are only hitting 6.2 hours sleep a night. So most people are chronically sleep deprived. And when you are sleep deprived like that, your amygdala, the grumpy fear unit in your brain, is dialed up, and your prefrontal cortex, which is about impulse control, rationalization, it's the part of your brain that goes, shh, not now, just take it down a notch. That part is dialed down. So it's absolutely crucial for emotional management. And here's a key idea to take away from this, and that is you need to be giving yourself at least 8 hours sleep opportunity every night to be making sure that you've got to be hitting that 7 hour minimum part. If you're only giving yourself the chance to sleep 3 hours, there's no way you're hitting the 7, is there? If you want some more in-depth sleep tips, happy to send you those. Send me a DM or an email, paul@paulwood.com. No worries, can send you a list of those that come from Professor Matthew Walker, but I'd highly recommend you listen to him or get one of his books. In terms of the exercise piece, our bodies are designed for movement. If you exercise during the day, you sleep better at night, you flush out all the cortisol, which is the stress-related hormone which causes problems when it lingers. You just feel bloody better. And again, it's not an area of deep expertise for me, so look to Peter Attia or other people who will outline protocols around that. Professor Andrew Huberman, again, you go to his website too. He's got some great protocols around what you need to be doing to be maximizing health and well-being, lifespan, all of that stuff. And nutrition, oh my gosh, this would be my biggest work on area. But one of the tips my wife told me here, which I thought was really good, is this: just try and reduce how much processed food you're eating. The more processed things are in general, the worse they'll be for you. So try and eat, more foods where you can actually tell where in nature it comes from. And what that basically means is this: if you have the option of a sausage roll or a lamb chop, you know what animal that comes from. Hey, maybe you're even clever enough to know what part of the animal. Sausage roll, who knows what food group that belongs to. Anyway, team, I've got to get back to the exercise component of my day. Coming up, I'll be talking to you about those other parts of the PERMA model. All right, you got this, team. Aroha nui, big love, big respect.